Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid, and I'm joined by Demosthenes
Hey, folks.
and Darkside Cookies.
Hello, hello.
And yeah, back with this Asphodel playthrough. Spicy news. We've got Mother Oak dispelled. Presumably this was by Nabaa.
No, so this was actually by Ulm.
Ooh.
We'd been lobbying Ulm to help us with the Asphodel problem, and he was not up for actually doing. I think he maybe does a little bit of raiding at them at some point over the course of this war, where he raids 2 provinces and then withdraws after Asphodel complains. But he did dispel Mother Oak, and we're really just trying to shut down the 40 nature gems a turn going into these globals.
Yeah. Okay, so I think this was one of the first battles we wanted to look at, Villaveros. And basically, y'all have baited out some Asphodel sacreds, and you're looking to try to pick them off in the magic phase here. Now, they're not easy to... These are not easy guys to snipe. In fact, even if you kill the commander, they're probably going to go... They're not mindless, are they? No, so they're going to go berserk and kill you. So you did arouse hunger to give yourself some chaff. Who are these guys attacking back here? Harpies?
Yeah, so we had 2... Yeah, there were some harpies. So he actually started doing a thing very cleverly where he would sneak harpies into provinces and then release them with his black harpy commanders. And I think it was partially to try and block the mine hunts that we were doing, but also it really interferes with trying to do sort of magic phase stuff. It might also be that this one was a PD dump, and because they get harpies once they go above 20 PD.
Why is this guy so small?
I don't know.
That's so weird.
I don't remember him being small, but I guess that's how Project Self works.
Oh, so we just instantly yeeted him. A wasted pretender turn. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, so the pretender's job was to do Enslaved Mind or something to try and steal some of the Grand Furies to the fight work. I can see also some just covering from the gap.
Man, those are some value harpies, dude. The heart you would have won this, I think. The harpies just totally swung that because you had 2 skelly spammers and they got rid of one of them and they got rid of your god. I mean, that's a huge impact.
Yeah, I don't.
Did that guy get killed or sent back? Returning, okay. Oh, I like that they added this. You used to not be able to see him in this anymore.
Yeah, they would just remove him from the report, which was...
Yeah,
that's a nice bug fix. Yeah, so I think what happened in the original fight is that the Bakemono shaman got the harpies landed on him. Yeah, you can actually see he actually had stealth harpies in that province ready for the magic phase attack. They were not...
This guy's playing well. Asphodel is a strong nation, but this guy's playing it pretty well. Like, this is a Jedi move.
Yeah, and so you can see in the original battle report, I think they must have hit an Uba instead because the pretender got 11 kills in the...
Oh, yeah.
Or 40 kills, actually, in the real fight. So he actually did not get hit the real time. But
what is this? This looks very strange. Nabaa doing a magic phase attack.
Yeah, it's in the middle.
I like all the stuff, but I can't see... Where the fuck is it?
I think he's in the back corner.
It's hard, with all the trees and stuff, it's hard to find things. Shock Trident. Okay. Okay, not too worried. Wait, did he get killed? Did he have a ring of returning on him?
I think he's flying.
Oh, he flew away, okay.
Yeah, I think he flew away, yeah. So that guy actually has he gets killed in that second fight.
Yeah, this is where he retreated to, I guess.
Yeah. One of the tricky things with the Sahara is they don't have... They're sacred, but not a priest, so they can't bless themselves.
Right. So let me see what happened here again. So this guy's got 10 shock resistance, which is maybe enough for that. Oh, but... Okay, let's see. So he's at 80... Maybe cast one too many spells. He's a bit high on fatigue. Oh, he doesn't have any hit points. Because the round hasn't reset.
Yeah, I think that's...
I was like, how did he die? But that's how. Yeah, okay. Okay. There's a battle in Marignon. Shinuyama attacks. Immediately there's a spell up, Natural Rain. Oh, you've got your Dragon Princess here. And you've got Area of Effect Mist Form. Very cool. The Water Elemental. Oh, the Angels are here. Ooh, those Angels don't like Banefire. They really don't. Are you guys there? Did I lose you?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
the Banefire, and also I think a lot of the Bakemono have quickness, and maybe even Steel Slice Warriors. The ones who are in melee are also in trouble, yeah.
Steel Slice.
And the Furious Warriors buff for the +2 morale to punch through awe.
Yeah, so this is sort of I think like a low commitment Alteration 7, medium commitment Alteration 7 sort of army for Shinuyama at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, you just crush them. You lose 5 Bakemono, and then you kill all these Angels and Knights. That's really cool. And a bunch of PD. So, very well played. Though, I think you're killing the forces of righteousness here with Marignon, but...
I mean, we are goblins.
And it is worth mentioning that, that's the other fight worth watching. So this is something where I actually anticipated that he might move this formation here.
You don't have any mages, it's just one guy.
Yeah, we're trying to run away.
That doesn't look like running away.
Well, we didn't have the map move to escape with these guys, and so I figured that if we did a hold and attack Archer's grip, we might be able to kill some of his sacreds. And indeed, no, it's 14 sacreds is not nothing.
Yeah.
Is it a good trade? No, but
yeah, yeah. That's a very thin silver lining.
I think part of our goal at this point is to figure out ways that we can cause significant attrition to his sacred stacks outside the Doom stack fights that we're not able to do. So,
yeah, it's kind of weird because I think like you guys, we looked at some of the score graphs or whatever, and y'all were like bigger than Asphodel, and I was like kind of surprised. I was thinking Asphodel was like way more ahead, and then I was thinking like maybe I've misread the power state. Like maybe Asphodel's not as far ahead as I thought. Maybe you guys are going to win. But I think just like how things are going right now, I feel like this is a kind of like a losing war. Like even if you win against Asphodel, it just screams Pyrrhic. And like when you're like having to escape and you're like, well, I scripted it so that at least we'd kill some sacreds, hopefully, if we ran into this stuff. This is not, hey, I'm going to win this war cleanly thinking. This is, oh, fuck.
Jumping on the sword of game state.
Yeah, really. I think that's so hard to do because I think on one hand, yeah, y'all needed to do something about Asphodel, but I don't think the game state wasn't ready, the coalition wasn't ready, your only partner wasn't ready. There's a lot of things that weren't ready. So
yeah, I mean, at the same time, like when Asphodel gets Awakened Forest, it's not going to get any easier, and
no.
I think that this is actually, I feel totally fine about the losses that we've taken. We're producing a lot of stuff every turn. We are fighting the war in their territory, so they're, and we actually traced again this term from 6 of his provinces. We are a little bit waiting for the hammer to come down when he decides that enough is enough with the radio and decides to roll out real resources. But this is our last time before our big research goal.
Right. So Alt-8, let's talk about what you're going to get with this. You're going to get, most importantly, perhaps, you're going to get these water spells. Frostflesh Army, which is going to give you fire resistance, and then Quickening. So these are probably the big things. Anything else at Alt-8 you're particularly thinking about?
Yeah, Army of Giants for sure.
Yeah.
And Ground Army for sure. Because remember last time he did a Wrathful Skies trap on the, with Gift of Health and Ground Army. And, we don't necessarily need Marble Army because we've been doing the Stygian Rain sort of thing. But yeah, Army of Mist is also on our list. We've got the Tengu King, who's an Air 4 mage, who we boosted to Air 5, so he can cast that for us. And the last
Yeah.
one I should mention is Arcane Domination, which is not a spell that you see often. Really expensive, but we did take a Astral 5 Pretender in part with the sort of just being able to do big astral stuff in mind. And mannequins
What are magic beans for? Oh, they are.
mannequins. All of his carrion are magic beans, including the
Ooh,
carrion.
they
Fury.
don't have.
So
Do they have good MR? They do
Yeah.
not.
I think
the-
most of the time they
actually-
do. Yeah.
Sometimes
the
big
mannequins and
ones.
mandragoras do, but the
The
carrion
beasts
beasts
don't.
So the thought is we turn a bunch of their beasts, make them fight each other, and that will sort of buy us the time to sort of do our evocations. There's a lot of options there.
There's also
Okay.
Disintegrate in there, so which can be really nice for a carrion behemoth.
Yeah. Now,
Okay, so the plan for this turn is basically y'all are gonna have a battle here, which this looks like not really a doom stack, but you're expecting here he does like a medium commitment, and y'all are gonna do high.
Yeah. So
Right.
what actually happened with this turn? I mean, so we're sort of on time for this turn, and nobody was awake to give an extension when we asked for 45 minutes before the turn rolled. So I
Oh
think
yeah.
basically I did the economy stuff and just sent all of our raiders to the same place and did a little bit of scripting to make it a sort of coherent army. But I would not say that it was exactly, like I expected that to win a fight at that place. There was more sort of a hope that, he has to guess where we're going to go with our stuff, and he's probably going to have stuff to kill all of our lighter stuff in almost every province. But maybe we can sort of get away with being,
Yeah,
just
I
concentrate
wouldn't.
in one place.
In some ways, who knows what he's gonna send here, right? And this is a big commitment, and if he sends a proper doom stack, I think you'll lose. But that would be kind of weird for him to send a doom stack here. So
Yeah, exactly. And I think the thing that I would have changed if I had more time is mainly that I would have added more gems to that deck, like that.
Yeah.
In part because all of those mages have been out raiding. There's almost no gems for casting spells, and probably this would be a more effective force if it had that. But it's not like it's that is a commitment that is pretty similar to what we sent to fight that Marignon final stack. Like it's a medium strength army.
Yeah. Okay, and then the second part of the plan is it looks like you're consolidating here. Are you guys rolling out next turn now that you have Alt 8 next turn? Is that the plan?
That's the plan.
Okay.
Like we need to move. So yeah, we can go to the next turn.
All right.
Yeah, just getting the last few things. I think we're forging some bloodstones, so we can get Earth 5s, and then also picking up some long dead horsemen.
That is a cool thing. I like how they changed some of the deeper level 9 magic, that these are like harder to cast now. Like none of these are trivial. Like either you have to have a cross path, which, Troll Kings don't get any of these, so the generic summons, these are not obvious things to do anymore. And the earth things are hard to do. Even with the Troll King, you have to have two boosters and then spend the first turn doing summon earth power. So the only way with generic stuff that I can think off the top of my head to do is you do a Troll King plus Earth Boots plus a Bloodstone and then summon Earth Power, and then you can do it. Oh wait, no, you might not need it because you only actually have to be. No, you do.
You need. Oh, summon Earth Power.
You could be Earth 4. Okay, yeah, you could be Earth 4, then summon Earth Power to 5, and then do 4 gems. Okay, so yeah, you don't have to have a Bloodstone. But
yeah, and Marble Army, you need to start the battle at Earth 3, and then maybe Earth Power to 4, and then you can cast it. And I really like that they added that. I think it sort of gives you like a strong thing you can do at 8, but an even stronger thing you can do at 9.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go to next turn. All right. So there's a dire portent. Looks like Mother Oak is back up.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Presumably cast by, is this Asphodel?
Yep, that's Asphodel. You can see the gray one from Tender Name.
At least he's spending his nature gems on that.
Yeah, one interesting detail. You see that project self cast that we did?
Yeah.
This is actually just an interesting interaction. We casted at a place that we expected him to mind hunt, and the hope was that we could feeble mind his astral pretender under the theory that he is what's doing the mind hunting, because we haven't seen any other astral mages from him yet.
Huh.
And project self turns out that it actually will, there's the Horn Order thing, so it's a 50% chance that you cast project self and then they mind hunt, but you can do sort of a remote attempting
Mind
counter
Hunt
Mind
block?
Hunt with it. So
That's pretty fucking cool.
that was cool.
I didn't know that. That's really interesting. And people are going to be learning so much watching this series. All these cool little tricks you have. All right. You did a mind hunt yourself, killed somebody.
Yeah, I think so
and
far
then-
all of our mind hunts have been useless in the sense that they killed harpies. So, Asphodel, the Asphodel player has adapted and been placing. We haven't gotten any of his mages that we've been trying to get, which Panic Apostates are really high magic resistance. It's not super predictable. But yeah, that's our battle.
Oh god. So he kind of this is probably on the edge. I mean, you guys don't have much here, but you have high quality stuff. If he does rigor mortis, I think y'all are fucked. But if he doesn't, well, I don't know. I think Asphodel's going to win, but you might be able to win this. If you win this, that would be really huge.
Well, he's brought Carrion Furies, so that's the part I'm worried about.
Yeah, so it looks like about 10 Carrion Furies, about 20 Black Centaur, and about 8 of the Sagittarian carcasses, and then about 200, 300 of these Carrion horses.
It's only 125 of the Carrion horses.
120?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to watch both sides, sort of what magic they do, you can. I think he does basically just 2 spells, so I could just save them, which is Army of Giants.
We'll just
and
watch
Oaken
your
Army.
side. Army of Giants and Oaken Army. Okay. It's not rigor mortis. Quickness. And you've got some shooting doji here too. Let's take a look at the. Oh, they don't have any items. Oh, this one does. Soldiers of Steel. So that's kind of battlefield wide.
I think Soldiers is the 20 squares one.
Oh, that's right.
and I think
Legions is
we
the
also-
battlefield wide.
Yeah, and we did a Gift of the Furies as well, which oddly the name is swapped
Yeah.
with Furious Warriors, but it's the 20 squares. And the 2 morale on that is almost as important as the attack, because
Yeah.
one thing you'll discover is even with Daibakmon having pretty good morale, they just get repelled by Black Centaur
Yeah.
pretty badly.
They also have
Yeah.
to punch through the high defense.
These guys are getting in the back line, but okay, your back line's pretty tough. Okay. The Sacreds have started closing ranks here.
Yeah, this is a good zone to watch, I think.
Yeah.
And you can also watch the back. You could watch the back first, either way is good.
All right, let's take a look at what we're dealing with here. Okay, this guy almost no buffs. This guy is quickness.
Quickness and Furies.
This guy's got carry-on seed buff. Nice.
Yeah, the guys in front
Furies.
probably have more of the quickness. Not those guys, though.
Not
Yes, this
actually
is-
a lot of buffs on these guys.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Disease
part of
buff.
the sort of what I was saying about gems. Like, we only had one cast of the 20 square thing, and also I think most of the guys who got quickness on them are now dead because they ran in front of the other guys, and
Right.
point buffing quickness has that downside that you sort of hit separately.
I think you've been a lot better in this matchup with the archers. Just because it's hard, especially if you're doing like a bunch of buffs and point buffs. I think you get often a lot better engagement if you have them just stand there and shoot. But
Yeah, I was hoping the +1 morale would be significant when one actually engages, and the part of the sort of, but yeah, I think it would have been better for this particular fight.
Ah! Oh god. They're behind us. They're all around.
Yeah, so I think it's good to watch both the front and the back part of the battle because they're both pretty fun. So that Susan Doji has been killing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, he's really the best part of this whole front line. Now you do have Phoenix Pie research because that's alt 7 if I recall.
That is correct.
You cast
Necessarily
it?
what we did.
I thought I heard it. That might have been Falling Fires though.
Yeah, I think we're not using it because the problem against Asphodel is that they fatigue you out, so it doesn't
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, I think honestly, well, I don't know. If you versus these guys, if you have Fire Shield, you'll kill them before they fatigue you out, especially if you have good MR. And then also, I'm not actually sure. I think the Sleep Vines, I think this is not armor negating. So I think armor also helps against it.
Yeah, it is reduced by protection, which is quite significant.
Yeah.
But, instead I think that guy in the back is a Death 4 with 10 reinvigoration Skelly spammer is sort of like what his job was for this fight.
Right. I can't do your job if you're dead. All right, where's the shooting doji? God, he's a fucking unit up here. Look at him. And he's got hard things around him. He's got guys with like armor piercing, life drain attacks. Okay, he's dead.
Yeah. That's the moment the Carrion Fairy, like 2 Carrion Fairies make contact. He's gone.
All right, run, men. You've held out long enough. Let's get the fuck out of here. Cut your way through before the Furies arrive. Oh, fuck. No, they can't get out. Will they escape? Oh, no. Oh! He makes a break for it. Okay, it looks like there's a small silver lining. One of them got out.
Yeah, and it's actually the best one to get out because both of the Bakemono sorcerers who died were twice-born. And the white mage escaped and the one who wasn't twice-born escaped. So we got pretty lucky. There is an element of sort of how much one makes one's luck with the fact that all of them had quickness on them. So the moment, and a lot of reinvigorations, the moment that they decided to run, they could book it. I think it's worth watching like the full fight just at the back line to just see what happens with 120 carrying horses riding into our mage core.
Yeah.
To watch the front part of the fight.
They're flanking. They're basically taking up all the Evo aggro. Yeah, I think the way you would try to counter that is you put like a fire elemental or something at each flank for them to chew into. Or Thug with Fire Shield or something. Because, yeah, like, you have the mages so you could, like, DPS down their elites. But then you spent all the mage turns slowly working their way through the horses.
Yeah, so you can sort of see the Butcher's Ledger on that is kind of interesting. The Liveros, yeah. So we got 11 of their Sacreds and all of their carrying horses. And I think about half of those Sacreds were killed just by the one Shootin' Doji who was...
Right.
Sort of was geared to fight.
Yeah.
And our 50 die Bakemono mostly killed Taff. Like that... and if one cares to look, even the quickened guys, it's repelled, twice a turn.
Yeah.
Most of the time, like it's just. So this is sort of I think a good demonstration of I think really good scripting on the part of Asphodel. They could have probably, if they wanted to do higher commitment, sent some black dryads to put luck on all the black centaurs or that kind of thing. But they wiped us pretty cleanly in terms of stuff they care about.
I mean, you're a good player, Demosthenes. You're getting outplayed a little bit.
We lost a fair amount of gear there too.
This Asphodel player is playing really well, I think.
Yeah, I think they looted. They might have had enough of commanders, but I think we lost 50 gems of gear. And there were like those Ubas had skull staffs, at least the death randoms, the water ones didn't.
And they've done some fancy tricks, like the harpy stuff. I thought was super cool. But most of this isn't really fancy tricks. It's just kind of a solid bless and then playing pretty good basic understanding of formations and scripting. They're just kind of doing the right things. It's not, they're not doing rocket science, but they're just playing pretty freaking solidly.
There are other major fights this turn. I think you can look at the map and see they've pretty much cleaned up a raid. That raid is maybe fun to watch. Those little adventuring goblins do a lot. But yeah, you can see we're basically fully pushed out.
Here's the good thing though. The good thing is they have this stack here. These guys almost certainly are going to go here. And here they will die. Because you have Firestorm. This army that you have scripted, I think, will be just ending for them, right? Because you're going to have Firestorm. You're going to have all the buffs. You've got the Longbow Dione or Bakemono, which I think are going to be better. Well, you've got a mix. But you've got a bunch of casters. Will of Fate's up.
Yeah.
Let's see what's the morale of the guys you're bringing in too. 22. That's super high. Holy shit!
Yeah. The big thing
you got
is
all the morale items.
Exactly. Sleeper with every morale item that you can forge at Construction 7.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the way I'm reading this is actually, in some ways, this loss, which is very painful, and there's nothing good about it. There's actually one thing good about it, and that is it's going to imbue these guys with confidence to probably doomstack either probably onto here and then go attack you. And here, if they move a doomstack here, they're dead.
Yeah, one other little detail. If you look at the battle, watch the battle that happened in Haunted Woods, we'd set a little bit of a trap in case he decided to ride out that turn. So
yeah,
and we actually got kind of lucky that he sends just like 12 boars. The main thing is that we have a guy casting Doom. This is sort of a gamble in case he sends up a big stack of sacreds here that we can curse them all. So he ran away. Just Doom retreat.
Okay.
And the one other thing I wanted to sort of show is let's just look at the Pyrene region. Yeah, I can look at Mag or whatever. So I don't think there's any actual interesting fights. It's all sort of misses. But the main thing is, Pyrene is starting to look real small. And if you look underground, he's also starting to look like his cave system is being invaded pretty
It's
early.
got Ulm and these guys. We don't see Asphodel down there, which is nice, but...
Yeah. Asphodel has the sort of east part of that cave system that they took from us. And, we did actually, I think Pyrene approached us this turn telling us that there was a fire sale of his, that we sent him like 1,500 gold for him to be able to, keep producing stuff in his capital and so on in exchange for some gear. So that'll show up in the mail next turn. But I think we're ready for turn 48.
All right, let's check it out. All right, we've got turn 48 here. So I got some earth gems from Ulm and some lightless lanterns and dwarven hammers from Pyrene and some fire gems from Nabah. Oh, you killed a naiad? Sick, dude.
I think it's just a black dryad named Naiad or a harpy named Naiad or something, but yeah.
Okay.
We can talk a little bit about our spells. So we've stopped remote site searching because I think we basically finished that. The simulacrum is for our national hero that we can field her in fights. And we should click the global, which is, I think, Forge of the Ancients by Nidavangar. So he's now got, like...
4 globals.
4 globals. And I don't know if folks know about the artifact yearning feature, but there's a message at the very bottom of the list that is that artifacts have started yearning. And what that means is every turn, a random artifact will get into the special yearning category, what will be half price for the rest of the game. So nobody has Construction 9 to make them yet, but whenever somebody does, there'll be like 10 that are already half price. Sort of a weird effect of that global.
Yeah. Cool.
In terms of fights, I think that there is one. No, there are no fights. There, we can see.
Okay, so this was where we moved everybody.
Yeah.
And it was just some garbage. But let's see what it looks like, because we kind of looked at your army in the overview, but we haven't really seen it on the field. So you've got some Evo bait up here with the cubes.
You'll want to look at their panic.
This guy?
Yeah.
Oh, he was doing Creeping Doom?
Yep.
Or Howl? Okay.
This player has been doing a lot of 50 mannequins plus Howl sort of scripts, which are very hard to fight with sort of a small force of troops, because just the Howl will eventually overwhelm you.
Just brutal gem baits. I don't know.
At least you're not summoning a ton of elementals. You summoned a few, it looks like. I think this would have killed anything he sent there.
I think the sort of elementals are all those water bottles that we made, so we're actually not paying for those.
I don't see Firestorm. Where's Firestorm?
Yeah, so I thought about this for a bit, and I think he is probably deterred. Like, he probably assumes we're going to do Firestorm. And so we did Darkness instead. There's a cool new mechanic in Dominion 6 that if you cast Firestorm, understandably, all that fire reduces the effect of Darkness by half. And our sort of theory is that with Darkness, our Daibakemono would have enough of a stats advantage to be able to fight the Black Centaur, because he doesn't have Dark Vision on his blast. And so what we were sort of imagining is, look, the mannequins, we saw how quickly we blew up all of those sort of carrion with our troops. and we have that sort of arcane domination concept, which I think we did not script for this turn. We're going to script for next turn, for sort of managing the carrying issue.
Yeah.
And so not doing Firestorm, his stuff that we care about is going to be killed by it. And he was doing Marble Army and Frostbless Army, so all of his cap had 5 fire resistance and a bunch of protection. So Firestorm isn't going to kill it anyway.
Okay.
And then part of it too is it can kill a lot of our.
Wait, don't they? Oh, I thought they had a fire. Okay. What was that, Dark Side?
Oh, Firestorm would kill a lot of our Uba potentially, even in a gem bait like this.
Okay.
Yeah, I was less worried about that because we've been doing a lot of gear for it, and I think we did Marble Army this turn, so that we would be sort of safe against that. But the other thing is that we actually are reliant on our Skelly spam to sort of just keep enough troops on the field to not die. And so we were sort of thinking that
Firestorm doesn't help with that.
Because it'll kill our undead and not his.
Okay, so let me just take a step back before, because we've obviously set up a huge kind of cliffhanger anticipation here in Haunted Woods, where you pop the fort, there's a huge army next door, you cast Astral Window so you can see what's inside the fort, and there's 400 guys in here, including some Sacreds and some Lamias and Behemoths, right? So spooky stuff. And Naba is actually putting this under siege, right? So Naba is riding out, probably going to get this shit killed if I had to guess. But who else is making hay? We know that Pyrene's kind of folding. Ulm seems to be, I guess, in an okay position. But Pyrene's not totally dead yet. Here we can see they're riding out with 200 guys, kill some of Ulm's stuff. Nidvanger has a ton of globals. I would say, how big is Nidvanger? Because they're the only one that I'm like, maybe they are in a secret high position just thanks to the globals, but they're not very big on the map. They haven't really taken much, have they?
Yeah, I mean,
they're
taking the Pyrenean cave system, but yeah, I think that they are they're like 1.5 nations size above ground, and it's worth keeping in mind this is a map with 16 surface provinces per player, but then there's another 30% underground, and so 20 provinces is sort of like an average player size. And I think we're somewhere in the 50 range, and Asphodel is somewhere in the 40-ish range, depending how you count, like at what point in their growth and decay comes out. Like at sort of peak when they were in a bunch of Nabat territory, they were about the same size as us.
And what do you think Nidavanger is if you're 50?
Probably 30-ish.
Yeah, okay.
But, they are taking the cave system that's another 10 or something.
I think I was surprised that they hadn't taken the thrones yet.
Yes, I was surprised by that as well, because he's been playing pretty competently. And one of those thrones is like a Springhawk throne that you kind of expect to stick around for a while. But the one is like vampires, and he could definitely wipe a vampire throne.
Yeah.
And then we also have actually not taken our Rounded Lake throne yet. I have a plan for how to thug that, but it needs a couple white mages, and none of our Bakemono sorcerers are doing anything other than the sort of garrison near Marignon and trying to fight Asphodel. So no time for that.
All right. Well, we got fun things to watch. We get to see if there's a big battle here with Naba next turn and Asphodel. Certainly these guys could swing down this way. And we also get to see if Asphodel rides out. And yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think it needs to be said, but a huge battle is going to swing this war pretty hard in one direction or the other. So
yeah, I think they have to ride out because they're gods inside.
Yeah, like all 3 pretenders are inside. You can see on the scout report. And I should say that we are like 100% all in on this fight. Like, our gem reserves are empty, and that's in part because we're using the carrier bird spell to send another 20 gems to our pretender and things like that. We have basically all the gear we forged all game is in that army that isn't isn't lost. And we are sending in a bunch of unique stuff, like our Tengu King hero is going to be there, our Kitsune hero, who's I guess a simulacrum, is going to be there, our pretender is there. The pretender actually has an important role. Like I really wanted, he's been pushing Dominion as his main job for the last 7 turns. And we've gotten it down to 5 candles, so that will help against the Gift of Health. And I think we're actually not storming. I think all of our mages are scripted to priest in the hope that we can put down the candles a little bit more before the fight. If you
because he could do, he doesn't have it right now, but he could do presumably, whatchamacallit, Gift of Nature's
Control.
Bounty and then mass regen, and then that could impact the battle if he had a lot of Dominion there.
Then the other part.
I mean, I think it's.
I was just gonna say the other part is we're desperately trying to control retreat routes without throwing the main fight.
Right. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what happens.
Next turn, there will be a big fight and also a fight in every single one of those possible retreat routes. So it will be
All right.
a big thing. And I think we also get a big fight in the Pyrene Ulm War in the West that we get to witness. So tune in next time for.
All right. It'll be a banger. All right. We'll see you guys then.